pretty much. So, Capcom has pretty much done what they normally do and pissed off half of their fan base yet again. To me, it doesn't bother me too much, but for the hardcore fans, I can see why. So, Dead Rising 4, it's been announced that we've shown key parts of it, this and that over time. And now getting closer and closer to its release date, they go, oh, by the way, you know that time limit thing? Yeah, well, we're taking that out. Which to me, I'm like, oh god, I'm all for it. Because that's what took me out of... I played the very first 2 Dead Risings. That time limit, man, just, I did not dig that mechanic whatsoever. That and the, you know, where you have to make sure somebody gets back alive. I didn't like that shit either. Those little companion quests, so I'm glad they took that out. That's just me. I know it pisses off a lot of hardcore fans, and I understand why. You love this game for how it is from the get-go, and they're taking that away from you. They are adding it in with free fucking DLC, which is, yeah, trying to get more of your fucking money, which I agree. You should be pissed off about that. They should just give it for you for free, and you should choose between the options if you want to have it or not have it. If you want to have a wider fan base for this game. 2, you know, they've always had cooperative play. And they said this one was going to have it too. Well, it's not going to be part of the main game. They want to focus on Frank, they say. And it's going to be its own side thing, and it's not going to do with any of the story of the game. It's going to be little mini games and bullshit like that. So, yeah, they've really alienated a lot of their core base for this game. Because this game, to a lot of people, it's a single player first and foremost. They love those mechanics that I didn't like. I liked the game for what you could do with the zombies and the characters and the story of it. I just hated the time limit. And you always got to get this syringe for this person or some shit like that to stick in them every so often hours and stupid shit like that. But, you know, a lot of people love that, and I understand that. And if you love it, they should have it in there or be able to choose if you want to have it or not without having to pay extra. But taking out the co-op and basically making it not part of the story anymore, and you can't help out your friends with theirs and do this and that together, and now just giving you a couple fucking mini games and be like, here you go, peasants, enjoy. This is what we call co-op now. That's not co-op, that's multiplayer matchmaking. What the fuck? And I think they have a right to be pissed off. Like, they fucked over fans of Street Fighter 4, one only putting it on PS4, and then not even giving you a full fucking game. I still don't think you can play anything besides multiplayer. I know they're supposed to add in a story mode and arcade mode, and they had some ass backwards when they finally put in, like, 7 months down the road. But even then, for a while, you couldn't even do versus on the console. You could only do multiplayer online. And this is what Capcom's starting to get known for. They were in the shitter like Konami was there for a while, but they started to come back, and now they're just going right back to it. What do you guys think about this bullshit?
Carmageddon?
So I never played Dead Rising 1 or 2, but I have Dead Rising 3, so I can't comment on like the escort missions and the time limits or anything like that. But I enjoyed. I'm sorry, I've been up for a long time. I enjoyed the kind of the game mechanics of Dead Rising 3. It kind of reminded me a lot. I was telling Remo about it, but the game I Am Alive from Xbox 360, it reminded me of that one a lot. But I think it's one of those things that, you know, it's kind of like the age-old, it's kind of like the age-old saying, like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like, don't go messing up a whole bunch of shit that people liked from the other games and ruin it in the 4th game in the series. Like, you don't take something away from your players or your, you know, your loyal fans that they enjoyed. But, you know, you're supposed to work to tweak the things that they didn't like the time limits and things like that. So, I don't know. I'm probably not going to buy Dead Rising 4, so... But I think Monkey Paws is. I'm trying to remember.
I'm actually thinking about getting it now.
She does. She has a lot of games.
I'm actually thinking about getting it now since it doesn't have the time limit. But I agree, they should at least have like a mode for it without having to fucking pay for it.
Yeah.
It's like, I understand you want to have a wider fan base and more gamers that actually play your game who don't like that, because the majority of us don't like it, and that's why it's a good, well-selling series, but it could be doing better. But at the same time, you got to appease your hardcore fan base that's been with you since day one, and that is part of it. And now you're going to make them play just to get what they know of as this game? That's not fair and not right. And that game you talked about, I Am Alive, that is a great game. In my opinion, I really love that game. If you guys have never checked it out, please go check it out. I know it's off topic, but I really dig it. It might be for you, it might not, but the story in it is actually really good, and the ending kind of make you teary-eye a little bit, but yeah.
At least it's not a mindfuck like Numa or Minecraft.
Yeah, that'll just leave you bewildered and puzzled.
Yeah, I know. Both Numa and Minecraft, I felt like insanely guilty at the end of them.
That night,
Numa, especially.
With Minecraft, there are people who can take it like 1,000 different ways.
See, I didn't think it left much for interpretation, but...
See, and I didn't think so either, but like literally, I've looked online to like fan theories, and a lot of people can take it other ways, and it holds just as much water as what you would think initially it thought. And even the guy who made the game has come out and talked about it later on, so we're not going to get into all that and what the true deeper meaning of the message is. But yeah, that's kind of like a little at the end of that game. Like, wait, what?
Yeah. So I would rather have a teary moment than having to reevaluate my life. Like, I really wasn't expecting that at the end of either of those games, but I do kind of prefer games that have like an emotional end versus a mindfuck end.
And it is kind of an emotional ride because like through that entire game he's, trying to find his family, and this all went down and everything's nuts, and he just wants to find his, his wife and his child, and the endings, it gives you a little bit of hope, but at the same time it gives you a lot of sadness. I'll tell you off here what the ending is, but yeah. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but definitely check out that game. Huh?
I said, well, of course.
Justin?
I only played the first Dead Rising. I enjoyed it. As far as fucking with gameplay mechanics that were in there since the original, I have issues with that. That's to go a little off topic. That's one of the issues I have with some Final Fantasies. They want to fuck with how the game itself is played, and then want to try to go back to it, and then they want to shift shit around so much. It's like, oh, we're trying to keep it nice and fresh, and then no, all you're doing is pissing off loyal fans that are like, no, I buy this for updated graphics, slightly different storyline, and the same fucking mechanics I bought it for the first time. God bless it. Don't fuck with it.
Yeah, I understand. Like, we don't want the same goddamn game over and over again, like Call of Duty did a few times. But we don't want you to... I got you. I'm trying to be diplomatic.
I'm sorry. It's just, I hate Fish so fucking bad because it's such a waste of money. Because if you buy Modern Warfare 1 or Call of Duty 4, you have bought every game that's come out in the last decade.
But, back on topic, I understand your feelings. A lot of people feel like that. But we don't want you to destroy the character and heart of the game and the mechanics that we fell in love with. What you do is, you come up with an original, good story. You don't just rehash the same old thing over and over again. You add in a few new game mechanics that are new and refreshing. Of course, you need to take out ones that don't work. If the game's buggy as fuck or the mechanic doesn't work, it doesn't work. But a lot of people like that time limit because that's more indicative of old school hardcore gaming, and that's what they loved about it, and that's what brought in your core audience and what made the game sell so well. Now, if you want to branch out to a broader audience, yeah, put in a mode where we don't need that, but we can still get almost all the achievements, but not the same ones as the other people that do the time limit mode, and you'll bring them in. Don't fucking charge your fans for what they love about the game that they should be getting already with the game itself. Like, that's bullshit.
Jeez. And that's all I got to say.
Also, do you like the picture of the little selfie?
I do rather like that. But, I hate to think that zombie, before he became a zombie, was in the middle of cunnilingus, and that's what happened to his face, and then he became a zombie.
Well. Next
for all the kids watching, Google that word. That's a big word for you. You
don't
like what it means.
I'll give you a smaller but equally more refined word. Oral.
See, look, at least I was trying to be all suave and sophisticated. This motherfucker...
I could have said just eating the pussy, but I didn't.
Well, look, there you go.
Slapping the fun box, I mean, whatever you want to call it.
Eating chow mein.
It's funny because it's Chinese Thanksgiving.